Alright, this is a 3-step plan. First, you're gonna need to attract these rats. Secondly, you're gonna need to breed these rats. And 3, you're gonna need to unleash hell. So first of all, how do you attract these rats? Well, you're gonna need things that are sweet and savory. They love things like sugar, bread, meat, anything of that sort. You leave that out in a common area, they'll come right for it. You get some kind of little cage going on there, you can trap these rats. By the time, a few weeks rolls around, you'll probably have a sizable you'll have a nice breeding stock. Secondly, you gotta breed these rats. Rats will pretty much do that on their own. You just give them a good open space, make sure they got plenty of food. And, they take about 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. And then the cycle will just repeat, as their litter will take 6 to 8 weeks to grow up and breed. And over the course of probably about 6 months, you'll have enough rats to unleash hell upon whatever horrid travesty has been committed to you. The fuck are you saying? No, I don't look like the battle pest. What the fuck is that? Now, firearms have a very long and detailed history, but for the 20th century in particular, a lot of that stems from the different acts of NATO and trying to commonalize the different rifles, making, a standard ammunition. That way, logistics can be far easier carried out. The Nene, created by the Atlanta quintet We Are Tunes, is often accompanied by the whip. The group posted a video on YouTube in 2013 with a song to go with it. Drop that hashtag Nene. The dance was inspired by Shanae from the TV show Martin. When told the inspiration behind the dance, Nikki LeBron, 16, is surprised that she did not think of Shanae. The dance is supposed to resemble a girl dancing in a club in her own way, waving her arms all over the place. To do the Nene, you have to wave your hand in the air from side to side, rock low on your knees, and exclaim, "Hurrah!" This dance is best with attitude and sass. The whip is by far the most popular dance at the moment. The word whip itself is popularized slang for a car, and the dance resembles just that. It all started with a YouTube video posted by King Imprint titled New Dance Hashtag Whip in the summer of 2014. Although the dance premiered in Atlanta in the early 2000s, to do the whip, you lift your leg and put one arm out like you're driving a car with the seat fully reclined. The whip spread when a football player, Odell Beckham, was seen dancing with it in the field's end zone. The dance was solidified in pop culture when released with the single Watch Me by Silento. Though definitely not the king of the whip, Silento provided a catchy, easy-to-follow song that perfectly accompanied the dance. It is easy to whip in essentially any song, just commit to it and whip with confidence. The Do It Like Me challenge, which repeats the line, ooh, ooh, ah, yeah, turn up bet you don't whip like me, can't Chucky Milk rock like me, can't hit the Quan like me, is a widely popular dance routine that is often performed in school hallways and even on the street. Dances like the whip and the dab are quickly becoming dominant in pop culture. People perform them everywhere, from football fields to the White House on television shows. Whether we've mastered or failed at performing these dances, we do know where they come from or what they mean. 1. Many parents have a negative self-image which they unwittingly extend to their children. If they cannot love themselves or have developed a negative conception of themselves and their bodies, and extend this shame and their negativity to their productions, they cannot pass on love and tenderness to this remarkable creation of theirs. In general, people who do not really like themselves are incapable of genuinely loving other people, especially their children. In fact, they are more likely to project their negative feelings onto others, and there is no better dumping ground than our negative perceptions of ourselves than our children. I genuinely have no idea what you mean by this. Like, he just seems like a pretty average-looking guy. I mean, thanks. I mean, there's a lot of different good places to look for this kind of stuff online. I mean, here, just take the ones from PDF Drive. These are just actual books about that subject. Good luck. I think these will help. I'm rather fond of the one that overlooks the garden. That's usually where I'm staying. But I don't mind taking this little ride and seeing the different sights and things. It's been fun. I think we got a decent bit of free will out here. I mean, some things may seem predetermined after a little while, but, you know, we all have the option to go out and do whatever we wish to do. You know, we can go where we want to, for the most part. Simply have to take the time to do it. You can really set your mind to do something and simply wish to accomplish it and continue to work towards it over a long time, and you likely will. I mean, sure, a lot of life just happens. Happens after all. But such is life. Enjoy your time here. And if you don't think you have a purpose, find one. Make it. Find something to latch onto and make that your life. Do what you want to do. That is simply what you're given. We all have our life, we all have our doubts and anxieties, but at the end of the day, we are simply here to live. So enjoy your time while you're here. Build up the relationships you want to build up. Move on from the past, but don't forget it. Always learn from what you've seen, from what others have done. That's how you lead a long and successful life, friend. I'm afraid I did not. I mean, I know they're out there somewhere. You just gotta go find them. Maybe look on a dating app or something, I don't know. Figure it out. So it's a phrase that means a child grows up to be similar to its parents, both in behavior and physical characteristics. I mean, if the apple did roll down a hill, I mean, they would still look and act similar to their parents. They're just a little farther away. Hey, you like them apples? So the skeleton war, that's a big thing that happens every once in a while. The next one's probably going to be the 8th one. I mean, it's just a big war of the undead happens. And the little red guy on top of the doorway, he's gone. He's been gone for a long time. No idea where he went. But he's gone. No. Yes, the French are real. They seek fame and fortune, among other things. Most of them will never get it, though, as they live in, well, LA. Probably. I lost them in the 7th Skeleton War. Yep, it's real. Look, it's right there. It's right there, man. I don't know about you, but God gave me free will. He's a pretty cool guy. He did that for me. Yes, I've heard of the Blue Man, people. I have no idea how I came to be in my current form, honestly. Don't know if there was a guy. Don't know if I'm just a little guy. I think I am just a little guy. I'm just a little guy on the windowsill. Don't worry about me. Oh yeah, I know him. He was my cousin. His name's Carlos. He died in the 6th Skeleton War. God, I miss him. Yeah, I know about him in vaguely sense. I mean, he's not real. I think. Living in the windowsill, I see a lot of birds on my day-to-day. I see the blue jays, the sparrows, the robins, the kestrels, and the crows. Yeah, they're real. I think that woodchuck could chuck a lot of wood if you think he could chuck. Maybe. Just maybe. I don't know. He seems like a pretty cool guy. I don't know why people ain't doing that. That seems like a pretty cool thing to do. I like bird watching. It's a big activity of mine. The squirrels are also fun to watch sometimes. I think green's probably my favorite color. That's a fun one. I think Jay's a pretty cool guy. I mean, he takes care of me. Fixed my arm when it fell off the other day. The dog took it. You know, I'm not sure about this one, so I'm going to give it off to my friend Jay. He can probably help you out with this one. So you take your cold food, you put that in the oven, and then it gets hot. And that's what you're wanting to do. Your oven in the food so it gets the hot. And then you take it out and you eat the hot food. You know, I think this other guy got it for you. Don't worry about it. What is a credit card? Surprisingly, pit bulls are most often misunderstood. Unfortunately, in the 1980s, it became popular to breed pit bulls for their power and aggression, then fight them. This resulted in many dogs being bred unethically to fight in arenas. The media publicized these brutal stories, creating a bad reputation for the dogs labeled as pit bulls. But, more often than not nowadays, pit bulls do extremely well on the Canine Good Citizen test. From my years of experience, the pit bulls are the most people-friendly, children-friendly, human-social, and pass temperamental test higher than most breeds, according to Miss Fisher, a canine psychologist. Parmesan cheese. Out of the two, I would pick chocolate milk, but I gotta say, probably my favorite is vanilla milk. That stuff is wild. It's great. Give it a try sometime. It's like French vanilla creamer and milk. It's good. Do it. I guess you could call me a scarecrow of sorts. I keep watch over the garden, make sure nothing pesky gets in. It's like me and my friend Angelo. He's always hanging out there. I do not know what that means. Let me think about that one for a little bit. I'll get back to you. Likely not. I would not be surprised if they did, considering what they did to other people around that time. That could definitely be the fact of Mac and Chosen. That's the one you wanted. It was Mac and Chosen. Thank you, that's a nice compliment. I am very sorry, Mr. Fancy Duck. You are far too vague. I do not know what the block is, and how I would even give bad instructions upon it. I'm sorry. I can't do it. All of those wars for nothing. So many lost. So many dead and dead again. You have no idea. No idea what we've gone through. Just to be trifled and thrown under for the sake of the goblins. They're skeletons too. They got bones. We all got bones down inside. I did not create vines. Ribs are pretty good, but they aren't my favorite food. You have forgotten to breathe. Please take 15 minutes out of your day to this day to breathe. Breathe well. Take some deep breaths in through your nose and your mouth. Calm, relaxing breaths. That is a mystery even I do not know. We may hope that it comes out soon, but we may never know. The great trip to the shop should take at least 5 years. How many years has it been? That'll tell you how close he is to returning. Yes. Yes, they are. Lost in the 7th Skeleton War. It's a song by New Order. What are you talking about? We got some very talented people in our audience. I'm sure one of them can help you out. Well, what do you know? 42. Just gotta be willing to keep pushing on and trying, no matter how hard things seem to get. I'll welcome back to you as well. For the question, how much spook is too much spook? There's certainly a limit. Some things may be too spooky for you. I think that's all down to personal levels of how much spook is too much spook. Everyone's got their limits. And I have spooked enough self my spook. You just gotta keep moving forward. No matter what life throws at you, simply know that in the end, everything will be alright. You'll be okay. Just keep moving forward. Things will get better. I think as far as pets go, the most common and popular for most people would probably be dogs, but I think if you're looking for the most kind of bang for, the one that you're going to get something out of if you take care of it, beyond just, physical affection and all that, I think that's chickens. Get eggs every day. And a friend. Hell yeah. Life is the condition that distinguishes animals and plants from inorganic matter, including the capacity for growth, reproduction, functional activity, and continual change preceding death. That doesn't sound like a very good idea, I'm just saying. That seems like you'd have to fill a lot of paperwork or something. I do not have both my arms, I cannot throw the whip and do the nay-nay. This is so sad. To seek the Holy Grail. Yes, of course you are. Simply have to find the right person to seek it with. Or perhaps even just yourself. Surprisingly, no. The September 11 attacks were a series of airline hijackings and suicide attacks committed in 2001 by 19 terrorists associated with the Islamic extremist group Al-Qaeda. It was the deadliest terrorist attack on U.S. soil and killed nearly 3,000 people. Operation Hummingbird, also known as the Night of the Long Knives, was a purge that took place in Nazi Germany from the 30th of June to the 2nd of July in 1934. Chancellor Adolf Hitler, urged on by Hermann Göring and Heinrich Himmler, ordered a series of political extrajudicial executions intended to consolidate his power and alleviate the concerns of the German military about the role of the Grenztruppe and the Stundenwehr, the Nazis' paramilitary organization known colloquially as the Brown Shirts. Nazi propaganda presented the murders as a preventime measure against an alleged imminent coup set up by the SA under Rum, the so-called Rumpusch. I don't mind the dog. There's been its ups and downs and different things, you know. Skeletons and dogs, you don't think they get together too well, but it's not been all bad. Oh, Kanye West is being anti-Semitic and losing lucrative business deals, and no longer being a billionaire. Things have been looking down for him. Seems like a pretty funny guy if he wasn't a little bit short-sighted. Crime. It has been confirmed on several occasions, both in and out of universe, that the One Piece treasure really does exist. In universe, it was Edward Newgate, aka Whitebeard, who confirmed the existence of the One Piece moments before his death. Out of universe, the fact has been confirmed by Oda himself, who said that the One Piece is an actual physical object that indeed exists. Spooky simply means to be eerie, suggestive of ghost or the supernatural. You want to instill an aura that inspires a feeling of fear, that feels strange and frightening. You want to tell those spooky stories in the night, all the things that may be out there, all the monsters and ghouls and ghosts, all the freaky and supernatural things you can think of, simply bringing about more spookiness in the process. It's all just about building upon the greater myth and legend. How are you going to be spooky this Halloween? Wait, what do you mean it's not Halloween anymore? It's like Thanksgiving? What? How did we get here? What do you mean it took like a month to make this? And I know there were like 74 questions, but still. What were you doing?
They work and sleep and work again.
Thanks for watching, and sorry about the delays, everyone. Hopefully these all find you well, and you enjoy your holidays. Good evening.